Hi everyone and welcome to the webinar. My name is Samantha Jansen from Platform for Success. Great to have you on the call today. Just we've got a few more coming through, which is fantastic. Let's get straight into it. I really appreciate each and every one of you, coming on the call a little bit earlier, and I love to honor your time as well as honor my time. So let's get straight into it. Let me just bring up my screen and get straight into the webinar for today. So today's webinar is from struggling to successful. The reason I actually decided to run this webinar was I wanted to share with you some of the common problems I see coming up a lot with small businesses, and I just want to highlight as we get started in this webinar, Platform for Success and my personal mission and purpose is all around helping small businesses and startups eliminate the common mistakes they make when starting a business, and also looking at how they're going to grow that business. So it's all around that, and hence the reason why I decided to run this webinar, from struggling to successful. So in this webinar, I'm going to go through a very hands-on approach in terms of what I have done to take my business from where it was to where it is now, and also really giving you some insights to ensure that you can tweak a few things in your business. So that being said, let's get straight into it. Just want to make sure everybody can hear me and see my screen. Yep, we can. All right, beautiful. That being said, okay, so for those of you that are on the call with me and have never connected with me before, I'd love to connect with each and every one of you on my social media platforms. So I'm on Facebook at Platform for Success. I'm on Instagram at Samantha_Platform for Success, and you can find me on LinkedIn as well. I'm on a few other platforms such as Twitter and Snapchat, but I should confess I'm not actively on there. So yeah. But anyway, also just quickly before I give you some housekeeping rules, it's if you do have any questions and you actually feel like you want to actually talk to me, you're more than welcome to do so. My mobile number is actually listed on the screen as well for your reference. Alrighty, so let's get into it. So during today's webinar, I will be sharing with you how to stop self-sabotaging your business success, the 3 simple steps to structure your business, how to solve your time poor dilemma, and the marketing and sales system to simplify your business. Alrighty, okay, so we have a clear outline of what I'm going to cover today, and I'm just going to quickly take a few minutes to give you some insights onto my life and what I've been up to and what I actually do for startups and small businesses. So who am I? As I said, my name is Samantha Jansen from Platform for Success. I've been running the business for nearly 4 years now. I'm an author, a speaker, and a marketing strategist. So on that note, in terms of being an author, I've actually, oops, the screen just went the other way. Alrighty, so as I said, I'm an author and I've co-authored 3 publications. So one is Healthy Minds, which you can see on the screen. Another publication is Reboot Your Life, which was alongside Dr. John Demartini, which has been phenomenal. And another book which actually it's a publication that launches in the US. So that has actually not been launched. It launches in October in LA. So with 3 co-authoring publications, it was time for me to actually step up and really play at another level. So hence the reason why just over the last 2 days on social media, I announced the launch of my own self-published book, which is No Qualifications, No Excuses, on how I started a business with no formal qualifications. Yes. So if you are on this webinar and you are thinking that you are going to be listening to somebody that comes with a lot of marketing qualifications, a degree, an MBA or anything like that, or anything to do with even small business, well, oops, you're on a webinar with somebody that has hands-on experience instead. So I've got no formal and traditional qualifications, but I come with a lot of hands-on experience, between what I have done for my business, but also for a lot of my clients that I've been working with on how I've helped them with lead generation and building their online profiles. So on that note, you're kind of in safe hands as long as you're not looking for somebody that has a qualification. Now, bearing in mind, I do talk very fast in case you've not picked that up just yet, but that's just me in a nutshell. And in terms of what I do for small businesses, I actually run a lot of interactive and practical hands-on workshops in Melbourne. So for those of you that are currently interstate on the call, yes, I'm based in Melbourne, in the southeast suburbs of Melbourne. So for those of you that are Melbourne-based, yay, I'm based in Narre Warren, Cranbourne, that side of town. So yes, so in terms of my workshops, I run in St Kilda, Doncaster, and Narre Warren, and I mix it up a fair amount in terms of what the workshops cover. So some of the workshops are based on Facebook, some are on LinkedIn, and some are full day intense workshops around sales, marketing, and business. All right. So that's pretty much an insight into what I do and what I've been doing for the last few years, essentially. The workshops have been running for probably about coming up to about 3 years in terms of what I do for small business. And yeah, I do a lot of one-on-one consulting with clients on site as well. Alrighty, so first topic, stop self-sabotaging your business success. Now this all starts with something within you. And something that I hear a lot with startups and small businesses is this little catchphrase that comes, which I've highlighted in red, that says, I don't think I can do this. I mean it. It's hard work. It's not for me. If you are saying this on an ongoing basis, it's time to really stop and think about it, because this is the first point of self-sabotage, okay? Just by you articulating it out loud or even thinking is where the real block happens. So it's really crucial to be conscious about your words, what you're saying, and also the thought patterns that are going through your mind, because these have a massive impact on your level of success. Now, when I use the word success, often people ask me, but Samantha, what is success to you might not be success to me. Most definitely. Success to me means having a business with a lifestyle. Okay, that is what success means to me. There is not a dollar figure put on the word success. You know, of course, I'm aiming for $1 million business. Just in case you're wondering, no, I've not made $1 million yet, but it is in the pipeline, okay? So for all those coaches and consultants on the call, yes, the $1 million is on the cards for me. But just quickly going back to each and every one of you, generally a lot of things that I see around having business success is either the fear of failing or the fear of success, you know, and generally there might be a trigger point. It could be a situation, it could be an atmosphere that you might sometimes, you know, step into that triggers it. Or the other thing that I see a lot with people is that limiting belief. Oh, I don't think I can really do this because that's just not for me. One of those things. Okay, so it's really important for each and every one of you to look at what are the trigger points. And I'd love to hear your trigger points. Is it the fear of failing? Is it the fear of success? You know, put some questions in there. Tell me what you're thinking. You know, I want this to be as interactive as possible. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. Some of you are being exceptionally quiet. All right, great. So Tara says for her, what she sees with a lot of her clients is the fear of success. And that is such a common problem, I think, a lot of people have. What if I grow too quickly? How will that be? What will my family think of me? What will people say? So success actually means a lot of things to a lot of different people. But in this particular webinar that I'm running, I want each and every one of you to look at it from your perspective. What is stopping you and what is sabotaging you from really getting to that next stage in business? And for some of you, it might be just getting more one-on-one clients. For some of you in the retail space, it might be actually increasing your conversions, the buying power. Okay, it could mean any different things, but being conscious of what you're saying, articulating verbally, but also thinking about what you're saying to yourself in your mind, because the mind is an amazing muscle, and it's a tool that if you use it wrong, oh boy, you're in for some trouble. So really being conscious about your words, how you're feeding your mind, and your thought patterns. All right. So the 3 simple steps to structuring your business. Now, with this one, I've actually broken it down in terms of how I would articulate it. Everybody has a different input, I would say, in terms of how they would structure a business. But my big thing is you've got to know before you even consider starting a business. For those of you that are on the call that are right in that startup phase, this is probably going to be pretty cool because you've got this information, straight here. But for those of you that have been in business for a few years, it might be time to go back to the drawing board and relook at this a little bit. So when you look at a business, you start off with, before you even think about what you're going to sell and who you're going to sell to, you need to start with three important components. That's looking at your skills and talents. What are you really, really good at? What is your passion in life and business? And what is your BHAG, meaning your big, hairy, audacious goal? Okay, knowing these three things are crucial. I cannot stress enough how important it is that you know these three things. Okay, your skills and talents. What are you really good at? I know for myself, I love communicating. I am a communicating kind of person. I'm loud. I love to talk a lot and express myself. So that works in my favor with the business that I've chosen because I've got to communicate a lot. Okay, I love marketing and really, stepping things up and doing all of that. So that helps as well. Okay, and in terms of life and business, I want to create a community where I can help other businesses succeed because that is genuinely my passion. Okay, helping startups and small businesses succeed, make money in their business and grow profitable businesses. That's what I'm passionate about in life and in business. So it works really well. And I do have a big, hairy, audacious goal. So I've definitely got a BHAG in there, okay? Now, once you have figured these three things out, that's when you step into that next element, which is the blue circle here, and you identify a need in which you can serve, okay? So, for example, let's say you were somebody that thought, okay, I want to start a business where I'm transforming people's gardens. I want to be a landscaper or a decorator around the garden sort of thing in that space because you think you can do that. But before you launch a business that goes out and does renovations for gardens and landscaping, you need to take a step back and look at what are your skills and talents. Do you have inborn talents that complement that or you don't? And then are you genuinely passionate about that, or are you going to look at launching a business that services residential clients transforming their gardens when you absolutely you don't really have that passion. Your absolute passion is, let's say, food and wine, and you're trying to start a business in this element, so it doesn't really complement it. You really need to start a business that you are passionate about in terms of the end goal. Okay, you get into a business just because you're fascinated with it. I can tell you now, and I'm going to pop that bubble right now, you are going to regret it because you are going to struggle to find motivation. You're going to struggle to run a profitable business, and you're going to struggle to keep it running throughout a 12-month period where you actually don't feel like you are actually doing a job, because it's essentially your business is going to become you bought yourself a job. Okay, so it's really, really important that you pull back and look at your skills and talent, what you are passionate about in life and business, and have a big, hairy, audacious goal that is crucial. All right. That being said, missed the screen there. That being said, the next part of it is where you look at delivering a strategy with profitability. So once you've mapped this out, just bear with me. I'm just going to have a sip of water. Delivering a strategy with profitability. This is absolutely crucial. Now, I know there's quite a few consultants on the call. There's quite a few of you, I'm assuming, that is in the retail space given by your email addresses. But what I want to highlight is when you start a business and you identify who you want to serve, it's also important to plan how the business is going to run in terms of profitability. Because let's face it, if you say to me, oh, Samantha, but you don't understand, I'm really passionate about this, I've got these skill sets and I just want to serve people, I'm not in it for the money, I would suggest to you that you go start a non-for-profit organization rather than a business. Because to me, if you start a business, you're in it to make money. Yes, you're going to impact people. Yes, you're going to do, you're going to serve the community. You're going to impact the people. You're going to really be able to deliver what you're passionate about. But at the end of the day, you're running a business to make money. You're running a business to give you some sort of freedom in life, to give you a business with a lifestyle maybe, while obviously complementing all those other elements. So it needs to have a strategy with profitability. absolutely, absolutely essential. Okay, no buts, no ifs, but Samantha, you don't understand. When it comes to business, the foundation is always the same. No matter whether you are a service-based business or a product-based business, you might be a retail business, it doesn't matter. The foundation is the same. Okay? All right, so moving along, how to solve your time poor dilemma. Oh boy, isn't this a big one? For those of you especially that have home businesses, this is a big one because it's about finding that, I suppose, comfortable place and also treating your business with respect. That is a big one. So going down the list that I've got here, you've got to have a set of annual priorities and goals. You've got to have quarterly and monthly priorities. You've got to have strict business hours. You've got to learn to say no. Okay, it is absolutely crucial that you respect your business, you honor your time, honor the value that you can add to individuals and other consumers, and you actually learn to say no. There is nothing wrong with saying no. All right, moving along, value your time. What's your hourly rate? For those of you in the consulting space, it is really, really important that you actually have a dollar figure attached to your hourly rate. And if you have just got started in the consulting space, and you are currently charging less than $150 an hour, I would say to you, it's time to go back to the drawing board and fix that up, okay? Your time is precious. It needs to be valued. It needs to be acknowledged. And I would tell you to increase your prices well over $150 an hour. For those of you in the retail space selling product, it obviously is not an hourly rate for your time, but looking at how much are you going to get paid from the business, so the business needs to pay you, essentially like as if you were taking away an income. Okay, you need to be able to pay yourself a salary from the business if you are in the retail space. Okay, clear boundaries between your personal life, business, and family. Now, I just realized I read that the wrong way. But anyway, clearly I'm in flow. Okay, so for those of you, as I said, there's some of you on this call that run a business from home. It is really, really important for you to have boundaries of when you work on your business, in your business, and also have family time. I know for me, my office where I'm coming to you today from this webinar is actually at home. I've got a home office which I've been running since I launched the business, but I actually don't see clients at home. I see clients in my office in Narre Warren, and it's actually a corporate space where I am a virtual tenant. So I have a, what is it, sort of, I have certain offices and access to meeting rooms and that sort of thing in this corporate center, and I use that to see my clients. I don't actually bring my clients home. The reason I do this is because it was a home before it became an office. So I like to honor my family and give, especially my kids. For those of you that might have not connected with me before, I've actually got 2 kids under the age of 7. So it is really, really important for me to let them have home as their space where they can play and really enjoy, where there's no, or don't do this because that's mom's office, because as I said, it is their home first and my office second. So it is about respecting that and having clear boundaries. So if you are in a retail space, then of course it's a different environment altogether. But if you run a business from home, again, looking at the boundaries and how you treat your business with respect. Okay, moving along, the marketing and sales system to simplify your business, identifying your ideal client needs on a social media platform. So it's really, really important. You might be on Facebook, for example, but your ideal client might be on Instagram. What does that mean to you? That means that you need to get onto Instagram. It's absolutely crucial for you to know which social media platform your clients are using, and you actually using that platform to build engagement, have an online presence, and generate leads. No buts, no questions, no, oh, Samantha, you don't understand. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know about it. Because the truth is, if you want to have a successful business and get yourself out from struggling where you might potentially be right now, you need to maximize social media. Okay, and get on the platforms that your ideal clients are on, and know their lifestyle, because when you know their lifestyle, you can cater packages, cater marketing messages, and creative offers directly at that lifestyle around them. Okay, the next one is plan, create, and map your marketing campaign with an end goal in mind, and there always needs to be a time frame. Okay, so it's absolutely essential for you to plan from start to finish. Again, there is no skipping this or yeah, too hard. The moment you say that, it goes downhill from there pretty much. Okay, so it is absolutely essential for you to plan, to create and map your marketing campaign. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that you start off with an end goal in mind. What do you want to achieve at the end of the marketing campaign? Is it X amount of leads and let's say 25 conversions, meaning 25 paid clients? What is it that you want? Once you have mapped out the end goal, then you start to strategize on what sort of content is going to be demonstrated. You know, is there a video involved? Is it just images? What is the creative offer? All that, and you start mapping that out. Once that is mapped out, then you start rolling it out systematically over 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever the campaign is. Okay, so it's really, really important for you to map that out and have an end goal in mind, and also have a time frame attached to it. The next point is creative offer must be of high value. Now, this is a big one. For me in the marketing space, it is all about being creative. Okay, I'm not talking from a visual perspective. I'm talking from a value perspective, really offering high value. And for those of you that are selling products, please don't go with 10% or 15% of the retail recommended price. Everybody's immune to that. We know that, been there, done that, boring. You need to come up with something awesome, something sensational, something that is going to get me going, wow, I want to know more. Tell me more. Okay. And another thing that's a big no-no is claim your $20 voucher. Boring. Been there, done that. Yeah, no. Okay. Ideally, for those of you that are selling product, you need to package it right and have high value in there when you pitch the sale. For those of you in the consulting space, slash business coaches on the call, sorry, what I would say to you is don't actually give your time away or a voucher away. Actually put a package together where they get maybe a series of videos, maybe a workbook and some instructions followed up with a phone call, something of high value. Because at the end of the day, in today's society, we are bombarded with all this marketing material. Buy this, click here, download that, get this. It's such a busy space. You want to give them something of high value and actually take them off social media. Okay? Alrighty. So the marketing system. Now, I told you I want to help you simplify it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to break down the marketing system and the sales system. So the marketing system here, as I've outlined on the screen, is everything comes back to your website. Why? Because you're going to capture people's details on your website. So you've got a blog, social media, mobile apps, Google, meaning Google Ads essentially, promotional listings, and direct mail. For those of you that are thinking about promotional listing, it absolutely works, but it generally works really well for people in trade services. So plumbers, electricians, people, carpet cleaners, lawn mowing, what else? Just trying to think. Those kind of in-house services work really, really well. Okay. I would say for those of you in the consulting space, don't even consider investing any money into promotional listing like in booklets and all those sort of things. It doesn't really convert. You just get a bit of a presence there and you end up spending money. It works out really well for the person putting it together, but for you in terms of return investment, it doesn't really work. Direct mail, oh my gosh, it is still working. I've had clients that have invested $2,500 to run a direct mail campaign using Australia Post to deliver the actual mail. So rather than sending it with another company that puts it in with the junk mail that goes in your letterboxes, there's a service offered by Australia Post where you pay Australia Post and they will actually have your direct offer slash mail slash postcards, whatever it might be that you have, delivered with the regular mail. Okay, that's a service that is offered by Australia Post, and that sort of direct mail marketing works. I've had clients that have generated well over $8,000 within a few months of actually launching a $2,500 campaign and made well over 15 to 20 to 30,000 over 18 to 24 months. So of course direct mail works. You've just got to know how to draft it. And these are things that when I sit with clients, I tell them over and over again, there needs to be a strategy. You don't just wake up in the morning and throw a campaign together and roll it out. It takes time, planning, and structuring these things. Okay? Now, every single one of these lead gen potentially are going to be captured on your website and into a database. So for those of you that are not sure what I'm talking about, a database is something where you will hold somebody's name, email address, mobile, and you will essentially have your ideal clients as a profile in there. And things like MailChimp, GetResponse, Infusionsoft are exactly that. Okay. From there, you use email marketing. Now, email marketing has a really high conversion rate as opposed to getting somebody to buy directly from a website, because with email marketing, if you do the strategy right, you can be nurturing your ideal target audience every fortnight, every month, every 6 weeks. I actually email my database. To those of you that have been on my database, you would receive an email from me every week. Okay, generally it's a Monday or a Tuesday, depending, sorry, on how I've structured it. And it's designed to give you information, insights, and then on the odd occasion, you know, with the sequence that I've got in place at the back end of it, there is an offer. Sometimes it's for a webinar like this, sometimes it's actually something paid for, sometimes it's a workshop, sometimes it's a one-day intensive. It could be a combination of things depending on how the end reader responds to that email. Okay, and into those email marketing campaigns, I've broken it. There's a sales process involved, there's client retainers, and there's creative offers. As I said, you mix it up so that the end client, sorry, the client reading it has value, sees value, and there's an end goal in mind. Okay, so it's really, really important to have an end goal and making sure that you have an effective sales process, client retainers, and creative offers built into your email marketing campaigns. Okay, so the sales system. Now, when I talk about the sales system, it is absolutely crucial that you understand that cash flow is king. Any startup and small business needs cash flow. Okay, so here you can see on the image listed on the screen, there's expenses, tax, profit, and income. It is absolutely essential that you understand your expenses, okay, in terms of what's going out from the business. It is crucial. And then what's coming in? How are you getting paid? How are things happening? Okay, so it's really, really important to know that. Okay, that being said, I've broken the sales system down. Invoicing on the same day. If you are a person in the trade space, it is crucial to invoice the person on the same day when you deliver the service, and this is where having an FPOS machine will come in handy, where you can just swipe and take a payment through savings or credit card. You know, deposits up front. For those of you in the coaching space, when you are billing your clients, it is important to get a deposit up front so you can lock them in and you know what to expect in terms of forecast your income, but also have a commitment from them. Okay, depending on what you're offering, it could be anywhere from 30 to 40% that you'll need a deposit. For those of you, again, that might be interior decorators, that go into in-house or go into businesses that deliver a service, just like with me, I take an upfront fee and then the rest has to be paid on the day, depending on what it is. Okay, payment plans. A great solution if you are delivering things to people that are in a similar situation to you where they might be a small business themselves. I always give my clients the opportunity to pay me via payment plans. I just add an extra $50 or 5% depending on the value of the product or the service. Okay, late payment fees. Definitely 5% late payment fee after 14 days or 30 days. It's up to you how you want to structure it. But again, it's about honoring yourself. Okay, so it is really important that you lay some guidelines in terms of how you want to be treated and actually having that late payment fee, and then having terms and conditions outlined that you might want to pass on to your client before you get started with them. And also bearing in mind, as a business owner, you want to be in control of the payment. Okay, this is where having an FPOS machine, a little terminal where you can take credit card payments over the phone, really works. Okay, and also if you don't have that service, then you could consider a PayPal subscription or Easy Debit, where you can direct debit out of somebody's bank account. Okay, and lastly, bearing in mind that rewarding clients, a client referral system is great, because if you think about how many people might be referring to you in a year, and you can reward them and actually show them your appreciation, this is where more referrals happen. So it's really, really important to think about having a reward system for your existing clients, and also a referral system, an incentive to have people referring you business, whether that's from a retail space or from a consultancy space. Okay, beautiful. At this stage, have we got any questions? No, everybody's being quiet and just listening. Okay. All right. Well, that being said, for those of you that have been on the call, I really appreciate you listening. If you want to work with me, I've got an offer for those of you that are on the webinar today on an online Skype style workshop that I'm doing. So it's called the Six-Figure Business Planning Matrix. It's a 2.5-hour workshop done on Skype. So it's all online. I will call you in and we get stuck into it. It's all about planning your business, with that six-figure business model in place. So some of you might not be turning over six figures yet, and that's okay. For those of you that are in the six-figure sphere, this is about really knuckling down and going, how can you leverage that and really, turn up the volume and really take your business to that next level, that you've been currently struggling a little bit. Okay. So what's being covered in this online workshop? I'm going to show you the six-figure business mindset to profitability. We're really going to look at how your planning and your mindset around planning is and map that out. We're going to go through a planning and mapping process, and this is what I do with a lot of businesses when I'm on site, really looking at how they're structuring all their goals, their priorities, and their tasks. Okay, so we're going to go through that, and then we're going to look at a 6-month strategic business and marketing frame for your business. Now, this particular online workshop is valued at $89, as you can see, but what I'm going to do for each and every one of you on this webinar is I'm going to add an extra 20-minute one-on-one strategy session, okay, with me after the workshop. Okay, so that's valued at $119. Together, there's a value of over $200. And for those of you that are on this webinar today, you have a special advantage. You can claim it for $97. It does come with a little catch, and that is that you actually need to take some action. So leave your excuses behind, and if you genuinely want to learn how to plan your business to get to a six-figure business, or if you've just tipped over that six-figure business, how can you plan it and maintain it so you go from struggling to being successful and really having a profitable business? So this is one of those workshops where it's hands-on. It's limited to 8 people. I've already got 2 people that have signed up. So I only have currently 6 spots available. So if you wanted to claim that, there's the link. But if you just comment in the chat box below, I will actually send you the link so you can get started. And as I said, you need to take some action and get onto it by 9 p.m. tonight. All right, beautiful. So that being said, it's time for questions. I'm going to stay on the call for about 5 to 10 minutes or so to answer all your questions and go through. Let's get started, and yeah, let's get straight into it.